Hello, welcome to Nilla South. It is Good Friday or the Friday before Easter, and today we're going to be making a really quick cream cheese icing. This recipe is very versatile, and you can really use it on just about anything. Um, I am going to make a white cake. I'm going to make one 5 layer white cake, and then I'm also going to be making one more like a birthday cake, double layer square or rectangle. So one of those is going to be a pineapple cream cheese, and then the other one is going to be it's going to have strawberries and blueberries and raspberries. But this is just a very versatile icing, so I wanted to show you real quick how you can make this at home. And even if you use a box cake, it's going to make it taste like you went to the bakery and got it. It just really takes it up a notch. So we'll go ahead and get started with that, and I'll show you how we do it. And I have some eggs back here. We're getting ready to boil eggs and dye those as well. Okay. All right. So here we are. This is my bowl. And then I'm going to start with 4 blocks of cream cheese. This is just, got that at Walmart. So it's just the regular blocks of cream cheese. And I think it's actually the off brand. So you can use that if you like. And then we will come here with 2 sticks of unsalted butter. So I don't usually even measure whenever I do this, but basically, however much cream cheese, like if I use 4 blocks of cream cheese, I'm going to use 2 sticks of butter. So it's like a 2 to 1 ratio, basically. So 4 blocks of cream cheese, 2 sticks of butter. If I was making a smaller batch of icing, I would use 2 blocks of cream cheese and 1 stick of butter. So it'll have a little bit of that buttercream flavor to it as well. Okay, then we will come in now with a little bit of vanilla. So I make my own vanilla, just really cheap vodka, and I get the beans off of Amazon. I think you can get it's the grade B. It's the less expensive one, and you can make your own vanilla and it lasts forever. You just have to let it sit up about 6 or 8 months to get a really good flavor. I think I'm going to give that a mix. Let all those good vanilla beans splash around. Okay. And then just so I can kind of show you about how much, because I really usually don't measure, but 1, 2, 3. I did 3 teaspoons. Just going to go with that of vanilla. Okay, I call this a secret ingredient. Even though it's not a lemon flavored icing, this really does give it a good little bite. So I'm going to put a little bit of fresh lemon juice. Squeeze it over here. That way I don't end up with a seed. And this just gives it a little bit of a bite. The lemon, you're not necessarily going to know that it's lemon. It doesn't have a lot of the flavor, but it does give it just a little extra something that is important. And I do this in a separate bowl because I did have a seed. Okay. So we'll come in here with a little bit of the fresh lemon juice. Yum. Okay. And then after that, it's basically just powdered sugar. I realized I was running a little bit low on powdered sugar, so I'm going to go through this. This should be enough for any reason if it isn't. Powdered sugar is one of the easiest things to make. You just put regular sugar in a blender and just really go to town blending it, and you'll have powdered sugar. Okay. And what I'm looking for in this icing is the consistency that I will be able to put this on a cake, and it's not going to be runny, or also that it's not going to be so thick that I can't spread it. So I'm going to be looking for that like icing consistency before I know that I'm done. The more of the powdered sugar you put, the looser it actually becomes. Sugar is actually a liquid ingredient, even though it doesn't look like a liquid ingredient, it is. But the more sugar that you put in this, the looser the icing becomes, the less it becomes the less sugar you put, the thicker it is, somewhat like a cheesecake. So you don't want to go cheesecake consistency because then you'll have a difficult time. Um, you won't be able to ice in the cake. Okay. This is just a little something that I do, kind of a pre-mix because it kind of keeps, once you get a good little cream going, it won't be as messy to mix, but in the beginning, it's going to want to, tend to throw the powdered sugar everywhere. So I just kind of give it a little pre-mix and let that wet stick to the sugar so it's not as messy at first. And then once you get like that really creamy texture and you're slowly incorporating sugar, it's not bad at all. Okay. So this is unsalted butter, cream cheese, powdered sugar, and a little bit of lemon juice, fresh. Don't use the bottle, please, unless you just have to, but it's going to be better if you use fresh. And I'm going to come in here with, I have to move over here just a tiny bit. Okay. Come over here and give this a good mix. Didn't realize my cord doesn't reach that far. So there we go. I'm going to start slow. This is a new hand mixer. I have burned up another one. So we'll see if this one makes it. Straight from the clearance rack at Marshall's. Get some of that down. It's definitely going to need more powdered sugar. It's really, really thick right now. And I think I'm going to put a tiny bit more of the lemon just because I did make such a big batch. Lemon really makes a difference. Come in with a little more powdered sugar. And I'm just going to do this until I get to the consistency of an icing. Still a little bit thick. Woo! Easter. Good Friday. My family never really, did much on Good Friday. Easter, we always barbecued. My husband is, I'm from closer to the Texas. We live in Southwest Louisiana, but I was born closer and lived closer to Texas. And my husband's more like Cajun, and they always boiled crawfish on Good Friday, and also sometimes on Easter. So it's sort of a tradition. Oh yes. Okay, this is perfect. And so, nope, don't drop that. Okay. I'll come back and wipe that. Okay, so this is pretty much what I consider to be a perfect spreadable icing. Show you what that looks like, and that's going to whip. It's so whipped, and it's going to go on a cake really easy. Oh, I see a little bit of dry at the bottom, so I'm going to give it one more good mix. I think some of that powdered sugar was stuck there on the bottom. One of these cakes is for someone else, so I can't lick anything. It's sort of killing me. Like I want to. This was ours. I would be. It would be. It would be a different story. I'm just going to tell you. Okay, so I'm here. You go really fast just so I can get that little area that I mixed. You don't want any lumps in this. Tell you how smooth this is mixing. Just save these for later because people are going to fight over those. Okay. All right. So that is it. This is a perfect cream cheese icing that will make anything, even a box cake, taste like you got it at a bakery or worked for hours making it. And it's very easy to make. Also, make sure, I didn't tell you this at the beginning, your cream cheese and your butter, you want to have that out in room temperature for, I would say, at least 3 hours before you mix it, because it's going to make your job a whole lot easier because you don't have to break that down in advance. So there we have it, a perfect cream cheese icing, and I'll give this a taste to prove that it's edible. And I'm one time use spoon because it's not my cake. That one's not for our cake, but anyway, this is fluffy. This is so good. Do this. You'll be the belle of ball. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a very happy Easter.